Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany and I go through the tools and systems marketed to photographers. And then together, we break them down to see what works and what might be a waste of your time. If that sounds helpful, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Pic-Time 2.0 is here, and this is a massive update with some appearance changes and a brand new design tab when creating galleries. There's also a couple of other little goodies, but I'll touch on those when we get into the system. The most intriguing thing about all this is that Pic-Time doesn't really do these big shifts in their system. I've been using them for 6 or so years now, and I don't even think they've changed font sizes during that time. So when they reached out to me about taking a look and giving my thoughts on 2.0, I was super stoked. But as always, partnership or not, my top priority is honest thoughts and real experience, no matter how wonderful or wonky. Jumping into the system, our focus is going to mainly be on the design tab, but before we get there, our dashboard has gone through a pretty significant overhaul that we obviously can't ignore. We have a create gallery button right up top, search, and clear tabs for client galleries, shop and automation, art galleries, and settings. Some things have moved around too. Shop pricing used to live in settings, and now it lives where I feel it fits better, inside shop and automation. The light and airy Pic-Time look is still here, but the dashboard feels more organized, fresh, and intentional. Gone are the unlabeled sections and a graph where only half the points worked. Once we click into any of the areas off in the sidebar, Pic-Time retains the same look and flow that longtime users will recognize, and the layout is still intuitive enough that new users should be able to find their footing quickly. Creating a new gallery has also gone through some changes. When we click Create Gallery, we now get a pop-up that handles all of our details up front. We can set our gallery name, choose whether to stick with 2.0 or revert to 1.0, and fill in our session date, occasion, description, and so on. It is worth mentioning that setting an occasion is required, and there are tons of occasion categories. If there's a common shoot type or occasion we select, those options will be brought up to the top for easy selection, so we aren't having to scroll through this entire list all the time. Once we hit create, we land directly in photos and media, ready to upload. The overall flow hasn't changed too terribly much. There's still a task list style approach, but there definitely is an improved vibe to it. In 1.0, creating a gallery dropped us straight into the full setup page, with the first tab we hit being name and cover. It wasn't slow by any means, but now that the details are handled in a prep pop-up and we are instead dropped into the second tab, which is the upload area, the whole creation process feels quicker as a result. Even though I don't believe there's much of a setup time difference at all, the experience just feels nicer, and sometimes feeling nice is a good workflow add. We can still work on the other gallery elements, like getting the shop, vendors, and clients prepped while our upload is happening, which continues to be a massive plus to the Pic-Time system. However, if this is our first time playing with the design for a gallery and we need to make a template or just want to make changes, we won't be able to access the design tab until our images are prepared and a preview can be made. It's not a problem we'll run into often once we have our templates created, but it is a change worth noting. After we upload and can access the design tab, which is a completely new addition and whole new world for Pic-Time, this area first greets us with a loading screen letting us know there is an AI that is helping build our gallery based on what it thinks we want. Not sure if this is really needed here, but that is not my call. Thankfully, they have a built-in skip button, so we can go to manual building whenever we want, which is what I did because the AI was taking a while to do its thing, and I would rather just start designing. The main area we encounter is look and feel. This is essentially a set of full design presets, with each one applying a completed look across the gallery, including the gallery cover and scene header layouts. And we also have a good amount of preset color combos to choose from as well. Every choice we make shows up immediately in the preview area on the right, where we can switch to mobile view, view the gallery in a full tab, and undo or redo any change. The preview does go deeper than just showing us the design though. We can actually interact with it the way our clients will. favorite a photo, test the download button, see what sharing looks like, look at the shop. It's the client POV without us having to preview the full site every time we decide to do design things. At this point, if you're happy with the preview, you could be done with design decisions. The look and feel presets handle everything, and if you don't want to mess with anything further, you can totally move to the next area of the gallery setup. Personally though, I love fiddling with stuff, so once we have a style locked in, we can start customizing. We can swap font sets, toggle bold or light, choose our element shapes, set our grid style, and adjust spacing. The look and feel can definitely be an easy one-click pick or the first step of many in applying our brand identity in our client gallery. Since I am in full customize mode, I will be making some changes to this gallery cover that my look and feel preset selected. The cover options here are great. We have static options, full bleed options, and a great selection of animated covers that bring some movement into the space. For some of the covers, we can select multiple images, or we can go the classic route with single image headers. And the focal points are also adjustable via a trio dot menu. Most of the animated covers play their motion right in the design preview, but there is one that I absolutely loved from afar that only showed the full effect when we opened the full gallery preview itself. When previewing it, it ends up feeling a little extra for a gallery, but it absolutely hits the part of me that loves cute and sometimes unnecessary web design elements. It really drives home the feeling that Pic-Time wanted to shoot its shot with variety, and I think they pulled that off pretty successfully, even if not all the covers ever get used. Within this cover section, we also have the ability to update color options, and we can fully incorporate our brand colors in this area. We can also update the font, case, weight, size, and spacing. One thing I do want to note though is that going smaller with the font slider works as intended, but going larger can get a little goofy. It'll increase in size for about 3 clicks and then it'll just wiggle like it's changing, but it'll stay the same size. I tested this on a handful of cover templates thinking it might be an image size issue, but the slider hit the same wall every single time. So either it's a bug or there's a hard cap that the slider does not communicate well. The scene headers are another new element in 2.0, and much like the gallery cover, when we choose a look and feel template, the scene header style is chosen for us, but we can change that. The number of scene headers our gallery will have is all dependent on how many scenes we created when originally uploading our images. We can choose a scene header for the gallery that either includes imagery or is only text. There's plenty of layout options either way, so we can pick what fits our fancy that day. We have the same customizable options we had for gallery covers, and if we're doing image-based scene headers, we can pop into the Select Media tab and choose the image we want for each scene. This feels like a good moment to say that regardless of the system or platform you're using, always check the mobile version of what you're making. I initially picked a scene header that I really liked, but when I went to check how it would look on the mobile preview, the lines were off and did not reflect the choice I made. Luckily, the other text-based scene headers all keep the same appearance on web and mobile, so choosing a backup wasn't too difficult. But a great reminder for me to also always check all the views. With my scene headers looking how I want them to, my bridal event gallery appearance is complete. Which brings me to the final 2.0 item that I want to specially shout out, the Save Gallery as a Template link. In 1.0, this was buried inside settings and preferences, and we had to consciously go in and build a template from scratch. Now, once we have built something we love for a real client, we can save the whole thing as a template right from the gallery. This may seem like a small piece to love about a system that just went through a pretty big facelift in many areas, but this is a great user experience improvement that I was hoping they'd make, so to see it actually within the 2.0 update makes me incredibly happy. Before I get to my final thoughts on Pic-Time 2.0, I do want to say to anyone that's looking at their existing Pic-Time 1.0 templates and thinking they'll need to rebuild them all over from scratch, you don't. If we go to settings, then preferences, we can take any of our 1.0 templates and switch the delivery experience from 1.0 to 2.0. Set our designs, save it, and we are good to go. Just make sure to do a hard refresh or two of the dashboard before creating a new gallery, otherwise the converted templates might not show up as an option. Even though I don't have many templates from 1.0 to convert, I was moaning and groaning over the idea of needing to remake them, so I'm really glad that there's the ability to do this conversion where we can just focus on design bits while retaining our scenes and other gallery settings. Okay, so in my opinion, Pic-Time 2.0 is a fantastic update. I really enjoy the new dashboard. It's not necessarily simpler in appearance, but it functions better and also is a bit more pleasant to interact with. Creating a gallery has a much more streamlined and focused approach thanks to that design pop-up. The new addition of a design tab has tons of opportunities for photographers to bring their brand directly into their client gallery so that every step of the client interaction feels cohesive. And I'm just really glad that it's more direct to save templates now. The only thing I'm just a little bit on is that AI inclusion. I don't particularly think it's an element that a client gallery needs to have, but that's just me in my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the entirety of Pic-Time 2.0. Does this feel like a significant improvement that you've been waiting on for ages, or were you happy with 1.0? Let's chat all about it in the comments. I'm excited to hear about your experience and what design decisions you've made for your galleries. Thank you so much for going on this journey through some of the Pic-Time 2.0 updates with me. If you're interested in seeing more client gallery dives, I have a growing playlist on my channel for you to check out. And if you'd like to see me cover other photo systems and products, let me know by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and hitting that little bell so you never miss my next system review. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.